Hi and welcome to session number 2 of our 4-part series of chair yoga. My name is Dunniece and I'm a yoga and relaxation teacher based here in Cork, and I'm really happy to be sharing another 45-minute session with you. So I want to remind you before we start that even though chair yoga is really suitable for pretty much everybody, there can sometimes be some movements or some positions that may not be suitable for you. It may be that you have an injury or some tightness in your body or some part that's just a bit achy at the moment. So I just want you to keep that in mind and to take care. And if you feel pain or discomfort at any stage, just stop. You can take a break, you can finish completely, or you can wait until we move on from that particular pose and then join us again. So I'll give you lots of reminders as we go through on how to breathe, how to move safely. All you need is a chair, so I'm sure you have one around the house. In an ideal world, we'll have one where there's no armrests on it. So if you have a chair like that in the house, use that. If the only ones you have available have armrests, that's fine. We can work around that as well. You might also like to have a blanket. You could use that towards the end for our relaxation, or you can also use it as I have here, just as a bit of cushioning for the seat of the chair. You can also use it as a way, if you've got a chair that's a bit uneven, maybe the back is a little lower and it's putting your pelvis into a tilt, you can fold over the blanket until you can even it out so that your seat is nice and even. Another tip just for sitting in your chair, just to remind you, in case you didn't do the first session, is that we're looking for a position where we have our knees in line with our hips. So it's going to depend on the length of your legs and the height of your chair. So if you find that your chair is a bit too high, you can always use something to pop underneath your feet. You could use a box or books, or if you have yoga blocks like I have here, then you could use these to help bring the floor up a bit closer towards you if you need the knees to come up higher. If it's the case that the knees are already up and they're a bit too high, then you're going to need to increase the height underneath you, maybe by putting a stack of blankets or a few firm cushions underneath the seat of your chair. So sit a little bit forward from the back of the seat and just see where your knees are coming to, where your feet are coming to. Have your feet apart, so about hip width apart, so your knees are in line with the hips. Ankles are underneath your knees, so your knees are at this 90-degree angle. This is not only for your correct positioning, but it'll help so that you feel less fatigued when we're sitting for this length of time. You're also going to want to sit up straight, so we're not slouching or sinking back into the chair. Having your shoulders roughly above your hips, and we'll just rest the hands in the lap. So either palms up, palms down, maybe one hand on top of the other. And we'll just begin by slowing down, by pausing for a moment now. Just taking in all that information, checking your chosen position, your posture. And you might like to close your eyes or look down towards the floor. Softening your face a little. Softening your shoulders. And allowing there to be natural curves in your spine. So even though we're sitting tall, there's a slight curve in the lower back, a slight curve in the neck. And you can feel your sitting bones or feel the connection between yourself and your seat, your chair, and your feet and the floor, or perhaps if you place blocks or books underneath. Just feeling those contacts as you come completely into the present moment now. So we'll take 5 breaths here before we start to move. So for our yogic breathing, we try to breathe in and out through our nose, just keeping the mouth and the jaw nice and relaxed. Where possible, we'll try to maintain that easy, steady breath, breathing through the nose. And this will help to set the pace for your movement today. I'll give you lots of reminders, so you don't need to get bogged down with the breathing. So let's start to move. So if you have the eyes closed, you might like to open them now. We're going to keep the feet where they are. We'll just move the arms for now. So let's take the arms out wide and lift them all the way up and over the head. As the arms come up then, see if you can bring your palms together, and we're going to take them down through the center of the body. So as the hands come down, let the shoulders draw down, elbows pointing out. So inhale, arms wide and up over the head. And then exhale, palms gently pushing together as the hands come down. And again. Inhaling, reaching out, and exhaling, hands coming down. So take a pause here at the center for a moment. I'm going to do it 3 more times, but now I suggest that you put a little bit of energy into your legs. So we're going to push the feet into the floor. So make sure you've still got your feet about hip distance apart. You're still sitting up tall. And as you start to put that bit of pressure into the feet, the toes spread, you'll feel your leg muscles engaging and switching on now. You might even engage your lower abdomen as well, so the core is lightly engaged. Let's keep that connection in your lower body. Inhale, take the arms wide, lift up again. Exhale and bring the hands down. Inhaling, arms up. Feet pushing down all the time. Exhaling, arms down. Last one. So a lovely energizing movement. Perhaps you can feel the whole body awakened a bit now. You can bring your hands all the way down and let them come to rest on your legs. So maintaining that tall position now. I'm just going to turn so you get a good view of my feet. We're going to wake up the ankles and the feet a little bit, so you can keep your left foot where it is. I'm just going to take the right leg and maybe resting the heel on the floor, or just letting your foot come maybe an inch or 2 away from the mat or the floor. And I'm just going to circle the ankle around. So circling the ankle, bringing blood flow into this region. And this is a great movement to do if you spend a lot of time sitting or a lot of time standing. So everything that we're going to do today is beneficial for supporting the daily movements that we make in everyday life. So let's change direction. So just start to circle your ankle the other way around. You'll notice that my leg is staying very straight. I'm just letting all the movement happen down at the ankle, at the foot. Very nice. Come back to center. Bend the knee. Pop your ankle back underneath. So foot back down on the ground or on your block. And then I'm going to extend out the left leg slightly. Again, you might decide to keep your heel on the floor as you do this movement. Or you can lift the foot a little bit higher. And we'll circle around. So posture check here as well. We haven't slouched back. We haven't collapsed down. Still sitting up tall and aware. And then we'll change direction. head back into the center. We'll bend that left knee, bring the foot to the mat and pause. Still looking forward, you can reconnect with your breathing. And then a little more for the feet, for the legs. So I'm going to spread the toes. I'm going to push the toes down, push the balls of the feet down, and let the heels lift. So as you inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can. And then as you exhale, lower the heels back down. So inhaling, heels lifting. Exhaling, heels lowering. One more time. And then bring the heels down and now root your heels into the floor. Say hello to your thighs. You probably feel a bit of engagement happening here now. So push the heels down, and I'm going to push the balls of the feet down as well. And just lift the toes. So toes lifting up. And then exhale and bring the toes down. So pushing the heels down, pushing the balls of the feet down. Inhale, lift the toes. And then exhale, toes down. Last time, inhale, lift the toes. And exhale, bring the toes back down. So legs and feet nicely awakened now. So we're going to keep the feet where they are, ankles under the knees, check the posture. So shoulders over your hips. And I'll invite you now to bring your arms out wide. So we're going to bring them out at shoulder level, out to the sides, and then turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. We're going to take an inhale here, and then as we exhale, bending the elbows and seeing if the fingers will come to tap the tops of the shoulders. So inhale, take the arms out, and exhale, bring the fingers in. Again, inhale. And then exhale. I'm going to take the arms out again. Inhale. And then as you exhale this time, sweep your arms forward. So now they're in front of you. So you're reaching out. And remember, if you get fatigued, sometimes the arms can tire pretty easily. Just bring the hands down, let them rest at any stage. But if you're okay now, let's stick with me for another 3 movements. So arms forward this time, and I'm going to bend the elbows and tap the shoulders. So inhale, arms forward. Exhale, tap the shoulders. Last one. And then as the fingers come in now, this time, keep them where they are. And I'm going to move the elbows around. I'm going to take the elbows in big circular movements. So elbows reaching out and up. And then in and around. So this is circling your shoulders. As I said, if you need to pause at any stage, just bring the arms down, take a break. So sometimes it can take a bit of practice just to build up our stamina. So just be really patient with yourself. Let's do another rotation. And then we're going to go change direction, so go the other way. So just whatever way you were turning your elbows, reverse it now. I love this movement. It feels really good for breaking down any tension that we can be holding in the upper body. And so many of us hold our stress in our shoulders, in our necks, in our jaws as well. So keep a nice relaxed face if you can. One more rotation. And then let's let the arms rest. Let's bring the hands down if you haven't already. Bring them to rest on your lap or on your knees. And perhaps close the eyes. Soften a little now. So let's make sure we're not leaning back in the chair. We haven't sunk back. So we're actually going to come a little bit forward now, so I have a bit more space. Your feet are still apart. You can pop your hands onto the thighs, onto the knees. I'm going to circle the upper body now. So I'm going to lean forward and then take the upper body around. So big circular movements. So most of you will be fine having your feet just hip width. Because I'm actually quite pregnant at the moment, I need my feet to go a little bit wider for this move. So if you're in the same boat, you can always take the feet wider. And lovely circular movements, really feeling that around the hips. Maybe a little bit around the midsection, the core. And now let's change direction. Let's go the other way around. And then nice and slowly we're going to come back towards center. Just let your movements become a little smaller. And let the movement settle. So sitting up tall, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. And what can be helpful to keep the jaw relaxed is sometimes just to let your mouth fall slightly open. So a little bit of space between the lips. And then we're going to move the head. So as we exhale, we'll let the chin drop towards the chest. And then as we inhale, we'll lift the chin. So exhaling, chin towards the chest. And then inhaling, lifting the chin, but taking care to keep space at the back of your neck. So don't throw the head all the way back. You can look up to the ceiling. And then we'll do one more time. So we're going to let the chin lower. And then lifting up the chin. And now back to center, and we're going to turn the head. So we're changing our movement now. We're going to turn and look over the right shoulder. And then we'll gently and slowly take the head across and we look over the left shoulder. Back to center. Let's do it again. And one more time. Back to center. So last little neck movement now. So we're going to let our chin lower towards the chest. Keep your shoulders relaxed now. And then I'm just going to, with the chin staying quite low, I'm going to let my right ear rock over to the right shoulder. And then I'm going to let the chin drop down and let the left ear rock over to the left shoulder. So semicircles, just head rocking now. Down and to the side. And down and back again. Last one. So very simple movements, but incredibly effective. If you ever have any tightness in the neck muscles. Slowly come back to center. And then we'll lift the head. We're going to bring it back over the heart. So feet now pushing into the floor. So engage your legs. Switch on those legs now. And then as we inhale, we're going to push down with our feet, but we're going to lift up with our arms. A big stretch. Reaching up through the fingertips. Whole body engaged. Let's take 2 easy breaths. So inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. One more. Lovely. Let's bring the hands all the way down. Keep that terrific posture that you've got right now. And let me turn now so you can see my spine. You definitely want to be quite a bit forward now for this next one so that the back of the chair isn't going to hinder you. So for our spine now we're going to do our cat-cow movements. So there's a rhythm to this. There's 2 movements to it. So as we inhale, we do the cow shape, and as we exhale, we do the cat shape. So we're going to inhale first, lift the chest. So we're going to tip forward from the pelvis, send the heart forward, squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs, draw the shoulders back. So we inhale here. Great, let's exhale, and so you're going to keep, or slide the hands on the knees. Now let your pelvis tip back, round your back. Let your shoulders come forward and drop your chin. So we're going for a big rounding action. And then we're going to go back into that chest opening. So inhale, elbows in, shoulders back, chin lifting. And then exhale, really exaggerate it, round your back. And we're going to do that a few times, so just at your own pace. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, shoulders forward, chest back. And then on your next breath, come back to center, back to a neutral spine, so we're not neither arching, neither rounding. Take a little pause, notice any effects from the practice so far. Check in, see how your body feels. And then we're going to sweep our arms forward and up, but just to shoulder height. And then you can keep the hands apart, or if the palms will come together, you can go for that. Let's do a little bit of movement now. So keeping your left hand where it is, I'm going to reach the right arm out to the side. You might stop there, or you might keep going. You might reach your arm all the way back behind you. So just be mindful of your shoulder, of your neck. Make sure there's no pain or discomfort. And then we'll inhale, we'll sweep that right hand forward. And we'll take the left hand back. So you're going to open the left arm either to the side or behind you. And then inhale, take the hands back together. And let's try it again. So big inhale, reach back. So one arm is forward, one arm is back. Your chest is turning to the right. Maybe the head will turn as well. And let's come back to center. Inhale. And we'll exhale, we'll reach back. Left arm going back. So big, big open twist. And then you can pause there, you can bring the hand back, or you can do it again one more time. Each side, inhale, right arm goes back. Bring the hand forward. And then we'll reach the left arm back. Breathing all the time. So notice if you have a tendency to hold your breath. Try to come back to that steady pace. So we're going to bring the left hand forward, and then let's give the arms a break. Let the arms come down. Soften your shoulders. We'll wake up our legs a little more while we give the upper body a bit of a break, but you're going to try and sit tall all the time. So when you're ready, let's bring the right knee in towards us. So we're going to lift the foot off the mat, and you can use your hands. You can hold the back of your thigh, or if you like the challenge, you can just keep the arms resting and let the leg do all the work. I'm going to extend out the right leg, send the heel out, so really stretching the leg, and then I'm going to draw the knee in. So inhale and extend, and exhale and draw it in. Now the tricky bit here is to try and keep the spine tall, so your core has to work a bit as well. Last one, bring in the knee and extend the leg out. So well done. Bring your foot back to the mat, take a little pause. And we do the opposite side now, so you're going to bring your left knee in. And so everyone's going to look a little different in this, so you might just have your foot slightly off the ground. Some people will have their knee up really high. So just see what feels okay in your body, in your hips. And then when you feel ready, you're going to extend that left leg forward. Feeling the stretch. And exhale, draw the knee in. Inhale, extend. Exhale to draw in. Last one, you're doing great. Inhale. And exhale, bring it in. Well done, bring your foot back to the mat. And you can pause, you can soften. You might close your eyes. You might check your posture. And then we'll do a few rounds of sun salutations. So the first couple we'll do will be seated, and then I'm going to give you the option if you'd like to do these standing today, then that will be there for you as well. And we start out in our very neutral position. So if you did the first session, you might remember this. So as always, ankles under our knees, sitting tall. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach the arms out wide, lift your arms over your head. And then as you exhale, hinge forward from your hips. We're going to come down, so either forearms on the thighs. So this is where you stop if you have any back issues or if you're pregnant. If you're all right in the back, you can bring the hands to slide down the legs and you can go a little further down. Wherever we have the hands, then we're going to lift the chest and draw the shoulders back. And then as you exhale, either stay there or you can fold down deeper. Let the head drop, relax the jaw. And now push into the feet. We're going to come up. So lovely engaged legs, reach the arms wide, lifting up. And then keeping your tall spine, exhale, bring the arms down. So let's do it in the chair twice more. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold down. So forearms to thighs or hands to shins. Inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back, chest forward. And then exhale and you can fold down deeper. Inhale, engage legs now, lift up, push down with your feet as the arms lift. Exhale, bring the arms down. So last one in the chair, inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, stay there or fold deeper, come down over your legs. Inhale, engage legs, feet pushing down, up we come. And exhale, back to stand. Or back to seated. So now you can do 2 more of those staying in your chair, or if you need to take a pause, then take a pause, close the eyes, focus on your breath. Or you might feel like joining me in standing. So it's very similar from a standing position. So you want to stand with your feet on the ground. So if you had something under your feet, now make sure that you don't stand on that. You want to stand with feet connecting with the floor. Have your toes pointing directly forward and your feet about hip width apart, just as we do in the chair. So I'll take us through it twice from standing, and you've got the option to stay seated if you prefer. So let's inhale, let's raise the arms, let's lift them over the head. And then exhale, so you're going to hinge forward towards a fold now. So your hands can go onto your thighs or onto your shins. And we're going to really lengthen the back so your shoulders are level with your hips and you have a lovely long spine. And then you can stay there, inhale, or you can exhale and fold down deeper. So drawing the abdomen to the thighs if you're going deeper. And then rooting into our feet, we're going to take our arms out wide, we lift back up. And then exhale. Back to our standing position, or if you're seated, back into your upright seated position. So great job everyone. We're going to go last round now. So inhale, arms reach up from wherever you are. Exhale, hinge at your hips and start to fold down. So either doing your chair version or hands onto the thighs or the shins as you come into this half lift with a long back. Take an inhale here, and then either stay there or fold deeper down. Push into your feet as you inhale now. We're coming all the way back up. And then exhale. We'll bring our hands down by our sides. So you can close your eyes or look forward. Those of you who are standing, you can head back towards your chair now. And we'll all head back into seated. So just a couple more poses. So let's think about our hips now. So keep your steady breath going. Ankles under the knees. If you come back into your chair, just find your starting point, your neutral point again. And so the right leg now, I'm just going to lift up the knee. So the foot's just going to come a little bit off the floor. I'm going to hold on to the back of the thigh. I'm going to rock that leg from side to side. A little rocking action. So the movement's happening at the hip. So the whole leg is moving side to side. And then when I start to feel a little more comfortable with that movement, I'm going to stop at my furthest point. So everyone's going to be a bit different. It depends on your hips, so take care of your body. So for me at the moment, I'm just going to go about halfway. Some people might be bringing their knee all the way out to point out to the right hand side. So you see what works the best for you. Try to have your ankle under your knee, and then you keep the opposite knee just pointing forward. Shoulders stay over your hips and keep your chest pointing forward. And then you can pop your hands on your hips. So this is our warrior pose now. Or you can bring your arms up to shoulder height. Root your feet down now into the floor or into your props and sit up tall. And then let's inhale, let's reach up, maybe look up, maybe join your palms. And then exhale and bring the arms back to shoulder height. So you've got the option to keep your hands at the hips all the time here, or join me again, inhale, arms reach up, look up, and exhale, arms down. Last one, keep your feet nicely energized as we lift up. And then exhale, back down. I'm going to bring the hands down. And then I'm going to bend my right elbow and bring the forearm onto the thigh. So you can stay here. You might have your left hand on your hip. This is great. You want to lean back a little, really open the chest. You can stay there, or you could bring your arm straight up, or you could bring it up and over your ear so you really get a stretch through the whole side. Take a few deeper breaths. Very good. Let's bring the top hand back to the hip if it's not already. Come back up into your sitting position and we'll bring in that right leg. And then we'll warm up the left one now. So right knee under the ankle, foot on the mat or on the floor. You don't have to have a mat, of course. And then I'm just going to lift up the left leg and I'm going to take it from side to side. So you can use your hands, or if you're working on building a bit more strength, you can just let the leg do all the work. And we're going to take it side to side. Slowly though, keep it nice and slow. Great job, guys. Let's bring it out then. Just see where you're comfortable with. So I'm going about halfway, so it's almost like a 45-degree angle that my knee points out at. My toes are pointing the same way as my knee as well. That's really important. Some of you might be bringing the leg all the way out, right out to the left. So you see where it feels beneficial for you to be. Ankles under our knees, chest open, and then hands on your hips or arms out wide. Very good. So you can stay there, or you can start to move. Let's inhale, let's reach up. And then exhale and hands to shoulder level. So inhale, look up. Exhale, arms down. Last one. And arms coming down. And now try to keep your legs as they are. We're going to bend the left elbow and bring the forearm to the thigh. Right hand can go to the hip or up into the air. Straight up or up and over the ear. That's really going to intensify the stretch. So just be mindful. Make sure you can breathe wherever you are. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up to center. Bring in your knee. So both feet on the earth now. Or on your blocks if you were using them. I'll just turn for a second. I want you to be able to see my back now. I'm going to bring my hands behind me. And you can either hold on to your wrists, to your forearms, or to your elbows. And I invite you to squeeze the shoulders back. So squeeze the shoulder blades together. Send your heart forward. Maybe even lift your chin a little, but don't throw the head back. So just a little lift, a big opening in the chest. A couple of deeper breaths. And then I'm going to take the arms forward, and you could either bring your forearms to your thighs or your hands to your shins, and you can fold down and almost like you're a rag doll now, just drop forward and down. Let your head hang. Relax your jaw, relax your eyes. And you can take 3 breaths out through the mouth. So breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe out through the mouth, you can let a little sound out and feel your body softening. Again, breathing in, breathing out. Last one. Breathing out. And then let's just roll slowly, slowly up. Roll the shoulders back as you come back into an upright position. So we're going to slow things down now. We're heading to our relaxation. So you've got a few options. I want you to be as comfortable as you possibly can be. So you might be really happy in your chair. If you are, consider sitting further back into it now. So you take the support from the back of the seat. So while we've been working so hard on our postures, we've been sitting forward just so that our back does the work. Now we want to give the back a break. So if you find that you have an achy lower back or there's a bit of space in the lower back, maybe grab a cushion, fill out that space so that you can feel supported, but also so that you can relax at the same time. Or you could come to lie on the ground. So you could maybe lie on a carpet. If you have a mat down, great. If not, grab a blanket or something. And if we're lying on the ground, it can be good to put cushions or pillows under the backs of the knees, just to help your lower back. You want to have your feet just flopping out to the sides, your arms flopping out to the sides, for those that are on the ground. For those that are staying in the chair, you can keep your feet about hip width apart or see what's comfy. Let your hands rest in your lap, and maybe you want to cover up with a blanket now, guys. So as we slow down, we really want to stay warm, comfortable. We can take this time for relaxation now. And you'll often hear a lot of yoga teachers saying that this is the most important part of the session. Now, most people come because they want to move, they want to get flexible, they want to get mobile, and of course we attain all of that through our movements. But it's when we come into this stillness now that we really get to reap the benefits. So we're going to be bringing balance to our nervous system, to our endocrine system, to our circulation, to our breath. Like everything in our body is going to function better by taking some time for rest. So give yourself permission now that it's okay to start to relax. So check the position that you've chosen to be in. And on your next breath out, invite a sense of relaxation to wash over you. You can close your eyes and let your body become a little bit heavier. Your arms, your legs, your back, your head. And before we surrender 100%, we'll just take a couple of mindful breaths. So let's breathe in now, so gently and slowly, really soft breaths. Breathe in through the nose for 2, 3, 4. And then breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And as you exhale, let the whole body soften. And now you can surrender that breath. You don't need to control it. You don't even need to count, unless you find that that's really beneficial for you right now, that it helps to keep you centered in your relaxation. Then you're welcome to keep counting. Otherwise, just let it go. And let the whole body from head to toe completely surrender now. Dropping all effort. And so I'll be quite quiet now for a few minutes while you rest, but know that I'm here. I'm minding the time, I'm minding the space for us. And when it's time for us to come back, I'll ring the singing bowl. You'll hear a little chime. For now, just allow yourself to be, allow yourself to rest. So take a slightly deeper breath now. And you can begin to draw your awareness and your attention back into the room, noticing your surroundings, back into your body, feeling your chair underneath you, the support, or noticing the floor, maybe your blanket. And as we start to reawaken, you might want to make little movements. You might like to wriggle your fingers and toes, or perhaps start to stretch. And we'll just start to reawaken the body ever so gently. And for those that are lying on the ground, you can start to bend your knees and perhaps roll over onto your side. If you feel you need a little longer, then stay as you are. There is no rush. perhaps if you are ready, you can come back into a sitting position. And then for those who are in the chair, we're going to bring our hands together and rub the palms. So same now, if you're sitting on the floor, you can start to rub your palms as well. We're going to create some lovely heat, and we're going to cup the warm palms and pop them over the closed eyes. Taking a lovely big breath. And then starting to open the eyes into the darkness of the hands. And then you can gently lower your hands down. So thank you for practicing with me today, and well done for completing your second session of chair yoga. There are 2 more to come, so make sure that you avail of them. We're going to begin to do a few more energetic movements in the next 2 sessions, including some very exciting ones where we stand up but using the chair for support. So I look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you.